I'm Josephine, I'm 25, I'm French and Dutch, and I'm studying Tropimundo right now.
What will you say is the difference?
In France, I've been living in more villages, and in the Netherlands in big cities, so it might be also a difference, not because of the countries, but because of the places I've lived in. But in France, I think if you come to someone in the city and you say, hey, can I ask something? French people will first be like, oh, what is happening? And then they will be nice. In the Netherlands, I think they are way more spontaneous, in my experience. But maybe it's more difficult to create big bonds with them. While in France, if you are friends, then you are friends. You are in the heart of someone. Maybe in the Netherlands, people are more independent. I think in general, yeah. I think if you would be a tourist, there's a personal feeling. It might be really different, but I think in the Netherlands people are maybe more progressive, so maybe also more open to other culture, less afraid of other culture. But again, I've not been living in Paris. I've not lived in a big city in France. No, yeah, I think as a tourist, and they speak English in the Netherlands. French people don't speak English that well, I guess.
Yeah. How many countries have you traveled?
I've not been really to the east part of Europe. Only Bulgaria and Romania, but that was like in 1 week, so I didn't see a lot of the country. And in Europe, further like England, like Spain, France, Netherlands, Belgium.
You?
And outside Europe, I've been maybe 8. With Europe, 4.
Okay, so 4 continents.
Yeah.
Europe.
Africa, I've been to the US, but it was only the western part, and it was like a little holiday.
Okay.
Asia. I've been in Asia with my parents.
Okay. Not you are very accommodating. You always look excited with this smile almost every day. Would you say that all these are because of your exposure to different cultures, different perspectives, different people that has informed you?
I think it really helps. Yeah, I think it helps with being open and not afraid of other cultures. Because I think every person that is not racist, for example, could be open for every culture. But I think there is a lot of people are just afraid without knowing. Actually, I think I developed maybe I learned how to not be afraid of strangers in general, and how to deal with strangers when I don't know them. But I think my mother is a really open person too. So what I said, I traveled when I was younger with my parents to Asia mostly, and yeah, that is a big chance, I realize. And so I think I've been exposed to it when I was younger. But I think it's also a personal thing. I think it's just a mix of a lot of things. I think I'm really curious. So,
okay. So what are some of the cultural shocks you experience among all these countries?
For me, I think culture shock. It's not a shock, but I think for example Romania, that's the east part, and it was under the in French you say URSS. It was like the Soviet Union, and when I arrived there, it's like big blocks, everything is black and big blocks, and it looks like it's almost Asia, but it's still Europe, but it doesn't look like Europe at all. At least it doesn't look like the Western Europe we know, or here in Italy, Belgium. Asia, most of the time I was younger. I've been in the Philippines on my own 2 years ago, but maybe the poverty. I remember when I was younger, I saw poverty for the first time, I guess. And I remember, but it's not funny, but that's all. But we were eating, I think it was somewhere, it might be Kuala Lumpur or something. And there were children coming to us to ask food. And I remember my brother, he's 2 years younger, and he just gave his food. And yeah, this I remember, because I remember I was a bit shocked that those children were so hungry. And we get my brother did the best thing, I think, and I was also surprised about my brother, I think, at this moment. More recently, I've been in Africa. Culture shock. Well, I think in Africa there might be less restrictions, and for me it was a big thing to see, because I made Kenyan friends. I went to Kenya for my second semester, and I made Kenyan friends, and I really wanted to be to become friends, or at least like know the locals and know how the local life goes. And for me, culture shock was, for example, that here in Europe we need to be really careful with what we say about, I don't know if you can say race, but about colors and about people from different places. And I realized in Africa that I could just say, oh, this person is black, this person is white. And for them it was not a problem. They just said like, oh, but I'm proud that you say this. Also really direct in general, because they said they were direct, but I've experienced things that I was like, this is not direct at all. Be clear. Yeah, I think
Which of them, if you get a chance today, you may want to go back?
Africa.
Oh my.
Yeah.
How many African countries have you been to?
3.
3. Kenya.
Morocco, yeah, I don't know if Morocco counts. But
Yeah,
and
Morocco.
South-
Morocco is Africa.
Yeah, I mean, it counts, but it doesn't feel like.
Doesn't feel
Kenya
like-
is also Arabic, by the way, like, or Muslim at
So
least.
Morocco, Kenya,
South Africa.
and South Africa. When are you going? Ghana or Nigeria?
Nigeria! You wanna hear a funny story?
Yeah.
So Nigeria. So I was coming back from Kenya, and I was really sad about coming back. Like really, I was I was laughing at the airport, laughing, crying. I mean, and then I saw him. Really? Actually, he sat next to me, and we were talking, and he was from Nigeria.
Okay.
And he was going to a festival in France about this. And then my mother met him, and she said like, do you want to sleep at our place? I was just back from Kenya, like, so I came back from Kenya in the car. Like I saw my mother back in the car with someone from Nigeria in the car. Come and sleep at my place. So he slept in our place.
That is interesting.
Yes,
Like, someone to ask you to come sleep
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, it's really true. Because my French friends, they said like, whoa, my mother would never have done this because she would be afraid.
Yeah, because the guy is handsome.
No, because like the guy, you don't know him, and also it's true, like racism, I think people
Yeah.
are more afraid. Like they see someone from Nigeria arriving and they're like,
Yeah.
like, why would I invite you in my
Not
house?
even a point on the racism. How do you normally feel?
I guess I would like defend the people, the people that are being the victims, let's say. It's really difficult for me when I see, for example, someone from Africa or any other person
Any
like
other-
laying on the street, and I'm like, oh, you made this such a wrong decision by coming here, and you hoped on something
Yeah.
good. And I tried to talk about this with my friends in Kenya, to say like, don't expect. Someone asked me, would I be as welcome as you are now in Kenya if I come to your country? I said no. Don't expect this. Don't expect people to help you, and
Yeah.
that's what you said. Like people don't. It's by this. I think I just want to say I hate racism, and I don't want to see the color anymore. Like
Yeah.
I have a friend. She said like, I don't see color, and like I think it's something that everybody should work on, and I think it's something that is like processing in YouTube. Like everybody should have the same
Same treatment.
treatment and rights.
What are some of the this
Maybe more
aspect
this
of the-
community thing, healthy community, let's say. Yeah, I think there is a lot of individualism, but I think, for example, also in Japan they are really communistic. Like they really help each other, and they do things for the community. I think this is something we could learn, because I think we lost it a lot in the Western countries.
The Western one. And what would you wish that the others outside Europe also learn from you?
For like
Progress,
being
yeah.
open, because that is also that was also a culture shock for me. Back in Kenya, they're homophobic,
Okay.
and closed for everything that is. And for me, that was really difficult, because I'm really an open person. I think this is really something that I would like to. That I think it could help a lot of people if
Yeah.
if it was more open in some countries. Yeah.
How many institutions have you schooled?
Well, let's say 8.
So you've been to about 8 different schools.
9, because I've also been in a school to learn Dutch
The
language.
educational system. How would you compare it?
I think Dutch system is the best. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the level is really good there. I'm really happy I did my bachelor there. I think in France, the first years of university are not really high. Like the level is not really high. My first year, I just did first year of biology in France, and then I moved to the Netherlands to do my bachelor, and the level was so different. Like in France, the first year of biology, you have physics, chemicals, blah, 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 mathematics, really annoying. In the Netherlands, you directly have biology of the plants, biology of the animals, and in this, you are applying the physics and stuff, but in a way that you understand it, like in a biological way.
Okay.
So, yeah, Netherlands, really happy with my bachelor. Belgium, I had nice courses, but it was really random. Like with my courses, I could not focus on something, you know.
Okay.
I think in the Netherlands, you focus on the direction you want to work later, I guess, like, you know what I mean. Kenya, they only learn by heart, like everything they study is by heart, and I'm like, I have the feeling when you study by heart, you don't train your brain to think logically or to think about solutions and stuff. Me, my professor in Kenya, if I didn't say exactly what was written on PowerPoint, I had a bad grade. So, but there were more discussions in Kenya because it was more on the field, and like we were not on the field, but like people were more from the field. Like they were, they worked with wildlife. Firenze, I'm surprised. I think Firenze is good, to be honest. I think we're gonna learn a lot, and it's way more ecological than until now.
What do you think is the main cause for the difference?
I think the Netherlands have a lot of money. That's true.
Okay.
They also you have like a scholarship also. Everybody can have a scholarship in the Netherlands when you start to study. So money, I think also a mindset. I think sometimes in Kenya I had the feeling there was also a lot of, or maybe lazy to give courses. Maybe they know a lot, but they don't really care. So then,
or maybe
it's less important for the country. Like maybe the country puts less emphasis on good educated people. Because I really have the feeling in the Netherlands it's really like elitists. Like they really want, and sometimes there is too much pressure in the Netherlands too. Like I don't know if I would like to do a PhD in the Netherlands, for example, because it's too focused on be good, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a matter of emphasis.
Are you tempted to change your career?
No, I don't think so. I think I want to learn more, because so I want to do some more internships, learn more, do more some data analysis. I am focusing right now on human-wildlife conflicts, so the socio-ecological part.
Is that your interest area? What's your interest area?
Yeah, the socio-ecological part of it. But I realized also by talking with my friends and my fellow students that I don't want to miss the hard skill parts. So for example, effect of climate change on the conflicts would be really interesting for me, because I can mix both parts. So this is a little bit what I'm thinking about right now. It can change. A lot of things can change, but I think our field is quite broad. We can change very easily. I think my interest, you could call it a passion, but let's say interest, passion. I think my interest can really bring me to something that I'm not gonna get rich, I guess.
Why you say so?
People think I'm an artist.
What of acting?
Acting? Yeah, people told me that I was funny sometimes, so that I could. I don't know. It's funny. No, it's funny that people don't see me as a biologist. They think artist, but it's not really my interest, to be honest. Like, maybe it could help me later if I, for example, have an organization or an NGO or something. You need also to.
But are you religious?
No.
Do you believe in God? Why? Are you agnostic or you are atheist?
But I think there might be something, like, for example, when I'm afraid of something, I pray. So when I'm gonna fly, I always have my fingers crossed. Because I'm like, this is.
So whom do you pray to at that instant?
I just say, please.
Whoever is out there, help me. That's interesting.
Or when I'm really afraid for my family, when I'm when I don't pick up for long, I have an accident or there, and then I'm like, please, or I know that I pray that I live for long or something, but not, to whoever is out there. And for example, I feel also that my grandparents or something may look out for me, but I don't believe in a God. I'm not a believer.
But did your parents believe in God? Like your mom or your dad? Your granny?
Yeah.
Your granny
And they
did?
changed. It depends. The French parts,
Yeah.
still really religious.
Okay.
My Dutch part,
No.
I love them. This is her jacket, by the
Okay.
way. I love them. They passed away. Apparently, they were really religious. I think they worked for the church even.
Okay.
And then, suddenly, gradually, my mother says it's when she quit the house that then it changed, because she always needed to go to the church from my grandparents. I talked about it with my grandparents and they said like, no, it's not because of your mother that we at some point didn't believe in it. It's just, it was really gradually. They were
They're really religious.
believers,
And
religious. Suddenly it was like,
The
what
faith
is this
declined.
actually? That's what they, and at the end of their year, of their life, I remember they just making jokes like, yeah, this is so weird actually, like why do we believe that there was someone so they were, and then when they became older they didn't believe.
They believe in God again.
Yeah.
But so to you, it's because you didn't have that exposure to religiosity, or because you yourself you have decided not to believe in a God or whatever?
I've not been exposed. I'm not
Okay.
even baptized
Okay.
because my parents never exposed me to it.
But
So I cannot know how it would have been if I would have been exposed.
but there's a possibility you can be religious one day, or maybe you can believe in God, or maybe in Jesus Christ one day. There's a possibility.
Never say never.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. But I remember saying to my mother, like, if something really bad happens in my life, I could imagine that the thing that would save me would like to really believe in something. And I don't think it would be Christianity then. I think I'm way more attracted and interested in other beliefs, other religions.
More than Christianity.
Yeah, I
Why?
think so. I don't know. There is something, for example, is that Muslim people and Muslim culture really attracts me. Like I think it's beautiful. Like when I see a mosque,
Yeah.
I'm really attracted to it.
Okay.
When I see a church, I'm not. But that is really personal.
But
Like,
so it has got nothing to do with your studies. It has got nothing to do with. Well, there are a lot of people who develop a lot in science. They come to like science more.
about evolution and stuff that
Yes,
they are like.
it is nothing like that.
No, because I believed in science. I believe in science more than I believe in a religion. So no, but I can understand, and I asked a lot of people about this,
Okay.
like religious people, for example, in the Philippines, it's still really religious. For me, it's really interesting to
Yeah.
understand what they think, and
Individual relations,
in Europe.
particularly in Europe. How easy or how difficult is it?
I think it's easy and difficult. It's easy to be free because I think our grandparents, they also, because of religion, I think they could not get the divorce that fast or break up that fast. They just fixed the relationship over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I think now it's not the case anymore.
You mess up.
You you are annoying. So I think that is the difficult part of it, that you can
Easily.
get rejected really fast because someone can find something a bit more attractive than someone else.
Yeah.
But also you can, indeed, you are free to say like, I'm not happy anymore in this relationship. I want to explore other things. And
From that perspective, do you think that Granny's age is better?
no,
Our age is better?
yeah,
You can leave anytime you want.
yeah. No, but I think that also in
Different angle.
not all kinds of love were accepted either in the past. Here now, I think in our generation we are more open for everything. What I already talked about, different genders and stuff. My Dutch grandparents, they loved each other, and I could see it,
Yeah.
and that is amazing. I think they chose each other.
Yeah.
My French grandparents, I'm not sure they chose each other. So
Circumstance brought them together.
no, I think it was just also kind of arranged. arranged
okay.
here. I think it was better for my grandma, for the family to go with my grandpa because he was from a good family.
Okay.
And I think this was not nice. and I know it's happening still.
Okay.
I think it's happening here in the country, but in other cultures, I think in the European culture, it's not really a thing anymore. My last words, I hope you can do something with this interview. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I hope the community enjoyed it. Please subscribe, put a little blue thumb. Abonnez-vous s'il vous plaît. N'oubliez pas de mettre un pouce bleu. Vergeet je niet te abonneren aan deze YouTube-channel, alsjeblieft.
Yeah, I'm learning
Rafa
that.
is Nederlands aan het leren.
I-
Zet even een klein watch the others. It's not only me.
Alright.
See you soon.
Ciao.